Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Super Silver call. My name's Matthew Aaron. Huge congratulations for earning this. You worked your butt off, and we're really excited to be here to celebrate with you.
Yeah, I'm Jake Hoffman, and again, congrats to all of you that earned it. And this is just that first milestone, right? I mean, we've got way more ranks, and that's what we're excited to talk with you guys about today is some game plans for you to continue to see this type of success.
Absolutely. And my name is Dylan Wild. I'm one of the Eastern Regional Business Coaches, as you can see. Just like they said, I mean, this is a huge step in your guys' business so far. And I mean, it's kind of like the first step again. Silver, of course, but right now we're going to teach you guys how to duplicate this out a little bit more with this super silver mindset. So it's awesome.
And what do you guys think? I mean, can we just hear some feedback on what your guys' thoughts are on this Super Silver incentive? Like, is this something that, should we keep doing this as a company? Do you guys like Super Silver or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Over here. Post on in there, right? And I'm Logan Jones, and of course, congratulations to everybody. But you know, we're lucky enough to where we've got to hang out with some of our Jewel ambassadors here today for Jewels of Excellence training. And like Dylan said, this is that very first step in making that happen. This is some future leaders, some future Jewel ambassadors that we're going to be connecting with today. So we're really looking forward to this.
Yeah. Hey, really quick, Matthew, it looks like we've got a couple comments on here on the webinar chat. Can we post the dial-in number so that
Sure.
in case anyone's audio isn't working, they can dial in from their phone and still get this content?
Great call. Let me see if I can grab that for us really quick.
Here, if you move it to the, isn't that on the top left? Is it the,
yeah.
Was that it up there? Oh, it just disappeared.
696-170-260.
That's our meeting ID number.
Yep.
You know, guys, that doesn't do a whole lot of good if they don't have audio.
They can't hear it.
Like, we need to type it. Sorry.
Let's go ahead. Type right here. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Great.
Perfect. Thanks, Greg.
Greg's the real MVP. So thank you, Greg.
Awesome. So in just a
but
moment.
I'm sorry, Greg only sent that to all the panelists, not to the attendees. So we're about to get this, guys. We promise. Sorry.
That real life type of call. So.
All right, we're ready to get going now. So
There we go. Thanks, Greg.
Cool.
It's on reposted.
perfect.
Y'all, we are super excited again to welcome you to this super silver level. Really excited. As we said, it's one of those milestones on your Plexus journey. We're excited to talk with you a little bit today about maintaining and growing beyond it. So in just a moment, you're going to see a PowerPoint pop up. Quite fancy. And again, we're going to be talking Super Silver and beyond. All right.
Awesome. So, of course, the question is, why Super Silver? Why do you guys even want to go for it, and who are we looking at, right? So one of the biggest reasons why I would really shoot for this Super Silver is because we want to try to impact your community, right? Your closest friends, family, coworkers, right? With these health and business goals. Now, we all know getting into Plexus, at some point you guys were presented the business opportunity or the product opportunity, right? I feel like we all know at least, again, 10 individuals that we can at least relate some aspect of Plexus to, right? So really what we want to go out and do, we want to have that mindset of, again, of those 10 individuals that we can really help out, get some awesome goals and let them know what Plexus can provide. And focus on building your business that sustainable way to maximize your compensation. Now, with this, what I really want to talk about is, you know, again, we're going back to those 10 individuals, right? I feel like the way this business was really even started was by inviting your closest friends and family. And honestly, by doing that, we have some really cool studies that show that when you have somebody who joins with a few friends and family, you will actually be a lot more motivated to stay on board, right? That's either through accountability or it's just through that friendly competition. I know some of us on the sales team, we even had that friendly competition of really just pushing hard and going out there, right? Those who hang out with those high achievers who really want to go out, themselves, they will actually perform better within this too. So again, you want to focus on those friends and family. Now, one of the coolest parts, again, is that motivation aspect. You need motivation to stay consistent, right? And on one of our calls, we've always said, I think it was mindset is motivation or motivation is mindset, right? They go hand in hand. So really focus on that with your individuals within your community and your friends and family. And also focus on different groups that you have going around in your community, right? Facebook, I mean, on Facebook, you can find multiple areas within your community that, again, one might be focus a little bit more on, children's sports, getting your people invested into there. Different groups will lead to more success within this business, right? We need to go out and find those people within the community.
Awesome. That's definitely a way that we're leading towards building that legacy.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about making a plan. You've taken this awesome step, getting to Super Silver. Let's talk about where we go from here. Now, the great thing about this, we're just going to continue doing what we did to get to Super Silver in the first place. All right, so let's focus on enrolling 3 new people this month. It's not only going to help you go Super Silver again, or I'm sorry, Silver again yourself, but it's also going to unlock that first level this month of the way to earn incentive, which means extra cash in your pocket. As you're sharing and reaching out to enroll 3, be sure to take the time to ask those great qualifying questions. This is going to make sure that you're building that trust within your network and accurately guiding those people to the correct route with Plexus as a customer or ambassador.
So the right products.
And the right products. Good call.
Yeah.
And the right products. Now with that, you're gonna want to start implementing some more intentional follow-up. So what does intentional follow-up mean? That means that not only are you scheduling it to make sure that A, you're staying on top of it, but B, that no one is slipping between the cracks, but also that you're asking those great questions. Again, here's some great questions we recommend.
You are butchering it today.
I know, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. What time do you take your products? Jake and I were talking right before the call about a great personal experience he had. Would you share that?
Yeah, actually, so it was, I don't know if that's 100% compliant though, Matthew, but so it was pointed out to me a couple of years ago when I was working closely with a Diamond Ambassador that I was taking one of our products at not the most optimal time for something that I was struggling with. So, I'll just say it, right? So I've always kind of struggled with sleep. I didn't sleep for 7 to 8 hours with restful sleep, I guess I would say. And so it was pointed out to me by one of our Diamond Ambassadors that I was taking ProBio 5 in the morning, and that if I switched to start taking ProBio 5 at night, there's a chance that I would actually get deeper and more restful sleep. And sure enough, that was what happened. And I had no idea that most people should take ProBio 5 at night. And I work in the company, and I connect with ambassadors all the time. This was like 3 years ago, but it was really interesting that tiny little tweak completely changed results that I was getting with the product. So it is important to know just exactly what they're taking and when they're taking it. So
no, and that was learned through intentional follow-up and those great questions, right? Now, those claims he made, of course, aren't compliant. So we know that we have to be careful with what we say. But the great thing is that he was able to gain that information through thoughtful questioning. Other great questions that we recommend when following up: what combos are you finding success with? How are you feeling? This is a huge one, right? How are you feeling? And maybe in Jake's specific case, that question might have even been, are you experiencing better sleep?
Yeah, I mean, that's an important thing to think about is if you're not asking those specific questions, sometimes you don't notice it. I mean, I may not have just vice versa. Had she not told me that by switching tonight that I would get better sleep, had I started doing that without her telling me that, I may not have noticed it for a couple weeks or a couple months. I may not have thought that this is the one thing that's changed, that's made the difference, right? So asking those specific questions about their results is a good way to get them thinking about what they've experienced.
The great question asking are one of those things that great leaders do so naturally. So if it's not something that you feel confident in yet, that may be something that can enhance your efforts. So as we're continuing to do our own personal activity by focusing on enrolling 3 new, we also now want to think about developing another silver, or if it's our first one, our very first silver. Now, we recommend spending just a moment IDing who those potential business builders are. My favorite way to do it is to do it by activity. If I see they're reaching out a lot, participating a lot, or maybe they have 2 people already on their team and they're perfectly positioned to enroll 1 more and go silver, those would be people that I would ID as a focus for me. So spend a moment inside of your points and rank up report. You'll see a column on the far right of that detail of the report that says points. You can quickly search through there. Check out some of those people with 5 or 10 points that we can help boost to silver this month. Again, intentional follow-ups are key. Some great questions to guide with developing a new silver. Who do you know that would be great at what we do? Who would join you on this journey to better health or better financial situations? Who needs better health? I love this one because it's so general. Almost everybody could use better health.
I think we all could, no matter how healthy you are, right? I mean,
Right.
That's one of those things that I don't think there's a limit.
You can never have enough.
Be, right?
So some great words to say that I might use when I identified somebody perfectly positioned to go silver. Hey, Logan, I noticed last month you were 1 person away from silver. Did you know that at silver, you get a fabulous one-time achievement bonus? Well, let's talk about how we can get you there this month. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Love to hear more about this one-time achievement bonus.
Yeah, how much is it?
Yeah, what do I earn?
Great question. And I love how you guys responded that way because it's exactly what that's meant to do, inspire that conversation. And from there, we can go to kind of paint the picture of what's possible. All right.
Good stuff. So the new, right? And this is going to break down into 3 different categories. First category that we have, a product user. Now, one thing that we often hear from our home office perspective as coaches, being lucky enough to connect with Jewel ambassadors, whether it's a Jewel level or somebody we're talking to and it's our first conversation, what is the secret? What is the secret to these teams that are growing and they have this momentum? And the truth is that there's no silver bullet, but there are a lot of common denominators and parallels that all of them have in common. Relationships, consistency, but the big thing that we're seeing is that it doesn't matter if it's a product user, and I'm going to have all these pop up here, but whether it's a product user, somebody who's dabbling, has those baby steps and wants to share it, somebody who's all in, they're looking at every single person being brought in as a brand new warm market. So a way that you can help to tap into this and also let them know that you're coming from a place of authenticity and letting them know what's in it for them is telling them, if it's a product user who wants to build their belief in whatever products that they're taking, somebody who's dabbling or somebody all in, my ultimate goal is to help you earn a paycheck one day, right? My ultimate goal, so that they know whether it's day 30 and you're following up and they're loving their products. Maybe it's day 61. They haven't used their 60-day money-back guarantee. That you're proceeding from that place of authenticity and you're fulfilling what you told them originally when you go to them and that product user and you say, hey, what are your thoughts on sharing, right? Or those other great open-ended questions that Matthew threw out there. And another thing, whether it's a product user, really anybody in here, and especially product users, we're 10 times more likely to fulfill something, one of our goals. And hey, if somebody's jumping on for the products, they have health goals in mind, right? 10 times, bless you. There
I just stop everything.
Jeez, this guy. No. But no, hey, 10 times more likely to stay consistent to fulfill their goals if they have a power partner, right? So what that tells me right there, if somebody's coming on and they want to drop a few pounds, if they want to get their gut healthy, if they want to grow a business, grab your best friend, your sister, your mom, your brother, whoever that person might be, because, hey, that's just going to maximize their results and keep them focused on whatever their goal was. And also asking these product users with those awesome open-ended questions Matthew had, hey, what's the best way for me to, to follow up with you? What's the best way for me to follow up with you? Because the belief in the product is huge. Not only is it it's the first step that's going to open up the gateway and the doors to amazing conversations for them to share. I can tell you, and these guys will back me up, that the very strong majority of the jewels that we connect with, they came on with the intentions of never working this business ever. But it was through great follow-up and a relationship and loving the products as well. And it all starts with their sponsor. And hey, you know, and like we were saying, if you look at every single person as a brand new warm market, you know, really can't go wrong there. So next step, baby steps, right? This is that person that's dabbling, they're interested in the products. A question that I absolutely love for these people, and one that Matthew said that goes right in line, who do you know? Who do you know? Right there. And we get them that first paycheck, build their belief. They already have the belief in the products. Now they have the belief in the business. Next thing you know, this person's going to be all in. And also with those people, if you tell them, right, because we told the product user, my ultimate goal is to help you earn a paycheck. Well, now we help them earn a paycheck. So now we let these people know that they're bought in, they want to go share. Okay, now my goal is that moving forward, you're earning more residual income than whatever your products cost. Whatever your products cost, I want you to be earning more residual income, which leads us, of course, to that person who's all in. And I think the perfect thing, you obviously have all achieved enough success within Plexus that you're on this exclusive call. You're a super silver. You know, you have 4 coaches from the home office here that are helping you to carry on with your results. Blast that, scream that from the rooftop. Let them know the success that you've experienced so far and really reintroduce their why. Or not even reintroduce their why, but have them set a crystal clear vision of what their why is. You jump on, even help them as their power partner. Have them write out their goals. Like it says right there, have them set an aggressive goal, fast starting. What an incredible thing. I don't know if she's on here, but Christy Winfrey, she fast started gold. She knocked out super silver. And, you know, really so much of her success was predicated on her relationship that she had with her sponsor, writing out her goals aggressively and fulfilling those things. So really share your journey. And one thing too, I won't bore you with going too in depth with it. There's a call on the ambassador community page that highlights it. It's called napkin math. If you have somebody that wants to fast start gold, you know, there's 2 different ways to fast start, right? Well, I guess there's technically a lot, but really if we break it down, there's somebody, hey, 20 level 1 enrollments, get 5 silvers also, right? If those 5 people that you brought on board, if we're looking at them as an entirely new warm market, hey, there's 5 silvers right there. So with that, you know, I think the biggest thing is really one huge takeaway that I've had in this role is, and Carrie Wilkerson said it best herself, it's more important to be interested as opposed to being interesting. So if we're gearing these conversations, we're asking the right open-ended questions, we're following up, building the relationship, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I'm pretty pumped up right now. Just from that, you were pretty intense there, Logan. So
I've had my edge today, dude.
Yeah. So next is the few, right? So we've covered the you, right? What you're going to do personally. We've covered the new, and now here we're going to get to the few. And by the few, we really just mean some of those existing ambassadors that have been with you for a little bit. They've enjoyed the products. They've stayed consistent. But we want to make sure that they remain consistent, and we want to take that even a step further, right? So one of the very first things that we want to do this month is talk to them about the free shipping promo, right? Whether this is one of your preferred customers or one of your ambassadors that's just a product lover, make sure that they understand that if they set up a subscription order with 145 PV, that they're going to get free shipping. Now, a couple of ways that you can do this is I'm going to replace John here with Logan here. But hey, Logan, I see not you. I see you're super close to earning free shipping on your subscription this month. Let's try a new product like X Factor Plus to get your order qualified for free shipping this month and the rest of 2018, right? So one of the reasons that we want to do this is just keep in mind that the more products that somebody tries, the more likely they are to have a good experience with one of them, and the more likely they are to stay consistent. In addition to that, the more products that you have a good experience with, the more likely you are to tell that to other people, right? And the more good experiences you have, the more that you're going to share that with others, the more likely others are to join you as well, right? So that's a good way to start to get them going now. And also keep in mind, if they're at 145 PV, as an ambassador, they're going to earn some commissions back on their order. So this is another good month to do that, to try to get that very first paycheck in their hands, to try to show them the earning power of this compensation plan. In addition to that, finally, I would really just focus on getting as many people that have been with you to silver as possible. If they're a new person, I know we're talking about the few, but one of those things that you can always do with a new person or with an existing is just show them a screenshot of your back office, your virtual office, that commission summary report. Yeah. Show them how you got that $25 business building bonus from their sign up 7-10 days ago or 2 months ago, right? But when you show them that screenshot with their name attached to it, that becomes real now. It's no, to them, it's no longer this make believe, oh, you might be able to make money, you might not. Like, here's the physical evidence that someone joined me, and 7 to 10 days later, just depending on when that enrollment was, I got paid for it. They still have their 60-day money back guaranteed. I think that that's something that would really, I think that shows a lot of people that this is real, right? That we've got something here. So yeah, try to get those people to have a great experience on new products this month. Get a little bit of money back so that light bulb might start to spark in their minds, and let's go from there. And finally, we've got a little challenge. All right, so the challenge for all of you this month, obviously we want to make sure that you're doing the focus on you and getting your 3 new people. But in addition to getting 3 new enrollments and developing that new silver, we want you to go and collect 30 no's. And what that means is I want 30 different people to tell you no this month. And the reason we want them to tell you no is obviously that means you're working really hard, your activity is right there. But we want people to say, no, now's not the right time. Because look, we're not naive. We understand that, right now we're approaching the holidays. People are starting to save their cash so that they can, spend a little bit more on their family and friends. We also know that sometimes their eating habits are not the best right now, right? I know personally, I really like to splurge during this time of year. And so if you're already going to eat bad, justifying health supplements for the first time, that might be a hard thing to do right now. But I would still be collecting those no's, because on January 1st, everyone's mindset shifts. They're if they tell you now's not a good time, well, great. Reach back out to them on January 1st and say, hey, is now a better time? Are you interested in setting some goals or trying to better yourself? And just something to consider, this may not work on everybody, but man, if I go to you, Matthew, and I tell you, hey, sorry, it's November, Thanksgiving's coming up, I'm probably gonna be eating bad. Now is just not the right time for me to set any goals and try to better myself. I'm probably not gonna want to tell you that again on January 1st, right? That's usually the time of year where people are setting big goals. Everyone's in that same mindset. And obviously you can set a goal and do this at any time, but everyone knows New Year's resolutions. Those are, everyone kind of takes part in that. And so I just imagine it would be pretty difficult for someone to tell you on the 1st of the year that, no, I'm still not looking to better myself right now. So I would be trying to get as many no's right now as you possibly can, so that on January 1st, you've got a whole pipeline of people to reach out to. And
well, what are the 2 main reasons, or 2 main things people set New Year's resolutions for? Right?
Weight loss and income.
Yep. Boom. What do we do here? Health and finances. That's exactly what it is. And we're just really quickly. I hope I'm not.
No, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, really quickly. I honestly, just kind of reiterating what he's saying with the no's. We've been fortunate enough to be in this role for a while now, and almost exactly. Actually, it was about 11 months or so ago. 10 months ago, I connected with an ambassador. She was a top enroller in the month of January, actually. So I guess about 10 months ago. And she was a gold ambassador at the time. And when I asked her, I said, hey, what's working so well for you? And she said, I was so intentional with continuing to build relationships with people throughout the holidays. I knew maybe I wasn't going to blow it away and get 10 enrollments in November or December, but I knew really what Jake was saying, that eventually they were going to prioritize their health and they were going to prioritize earning a residual income. And I was, intentional with my follow-ups. That same exact ambassador ended up earning Super Silver in, I want to say it was May or June, and last month celebrated hitting Emerald. That same ambassador who was a gold. You all, I'm going to consider basically all of you a gold ambassador, right? You're obviously, you're halfway there, if not more. You're just as invested. You're hopping on this call. You're absolute leaders. I promise you, you can go out there and you can make it happen. And one thing that was on that slide, it was called form. And going in line with what we were saying as far as, hey, it's more important for you to be interested as opposed to being interesting. There's one really great acronym that I'm a huge fan of that we like to, really use here at the home office when we gear these conversations toward people when we're learning about them. And it's family, occupation, recreation, and then meals. So when you're at the holiday parties and you're catching up with people, ask them, hey, what are your plans for the weekend? What are you doing tonight? What have you been up to? Any of those questions, I promise you, answer any of those questions for yourself right now. I promise you it's going to fall under one of those 4 categories. And I promise you that you can hit pocket those things. and you can bring up whether it's the opportunity for the business or a product for them or a product for their family or a family member. So just go out there and, really just be aggressive with, letting people know. I know you all want to scream it from the rooftops, right? You're pumped about these products. You're pumped about this opportunity. Go out there and be resourceful towards the resources that you have. 3, 6, 10, whatever it may be, right? This 145 PV, free shipping. Guess what else? Not only are those people going to get free shipping, but they're also going to earn off their own PV. They're going to earn off their own commissions. And hey, that's great and all, but the best part about that is that it's going to build belief. Because like Jake was saying, we can tell people till we're blue in the face that you can do this. You can do this just like I can do this. But until they see their name and a number next to their name that they can go and buy themselves even some lunch with it, it doesn't feel real. So go out there and have fun and just have these conversations with people.
And that's not unique, folks. I mean, 80% of our jewels, and not just our jewels, like 80% of all of our business builders are accidental business builders. They had no intention to ever work this as a business. And that's not unique to our company. That's all network marketing companies, right? So that's not anything just unique to us, right? Get them that paycheck. So
absolutely.
In the end, y'all, the thing that I love the most about not only our industry, but Plexus specifically, is that we're able to impact so many lives, right? So get out there. You have your challenge, right? We're going to reach out, collect 30 no's.
Yeah, real quick, can we just share something? This is a little impromptu, but I just want to talk about what I see one of the biggest mistakes that someone at that super silver level starts to make, that we see. A lot of times you get in your own way. One of the biggest mistakes that with connecting with other silvers and golds that I've seen them make is they feel like they're pestering people with their posts and their things like that. And a lot of times you're getting in your own head because you're creating a story that no one else has necessarily told you that yet because you're posting about Plexus a lot. But really all that means is that you're passionate. And what I want you to think about is you're probably not pestering as many people as you think you are. And actually over time, it actually almost starts to just become part of the routine, right? Like when you start, I'm sure you're all familiar with certain commercials or things like that you see and they just come on and it's just part of it, right? I mean, it's almost like even if you don't go with Geico, you just kind of know the Geico commercials and you follow along and it just kind of becomes, it doesn't necessarily pester you anymore. It just becomes part of the process that you're used to. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, but anyways, so make sure you're consistently posting. Try not to get in your own way and think that you're pestering everybody in your network. I truthfully believe that is not the case. And if you stay consistent, you keep telling people about all these things. At the end of the day, if you are pestering them, you're just pestering them to get healthier or to improve their quality of life or the way that they're going about things. So.
And connect with one of us. Hey, shoot us a message. Like you said, Logan Jones,
Matthew Aaron.
Jake Hoffman. Yeah, Jake Hoffman.
And Dylan Wild.
If we're not friends on Facebook already, add us. We're great resources. Like Logan said, you can message us. We'd love to share training tips often as well. And the way you're going to get that is by connecting with us on Facebook. Huge congratulations to everyone who earned this. If you know somebody that did earn it that weren't able to join live, we did record this. We're going to send it out. It will be available for the next week. Before we end, we wanted to take a moment to answer any questions. We saw a few come over on the chat. Does anyone have any other last minute questions?
Anything you got?
I love this. Michelle over there, Michelle Davis says, nothing worse than no response. I agree. One of my favorite books is that Go for No book. And in there he says, some will, some won't. So what? Someone else is waiting. And I feel like especially with Plexus and the nature of the products we sell, it's so true. There is always someone else desperately waiting for the product and or opportunity that you have.
There's one right here I see from S. Glover, ideas for tracking, follow-up. And we honestly, the reality is like us in our role, we like to kind of think of ourselves as ambassadors from the home office, truthfully. So we kind of have our own different ways of follow-up. Me personally, I'm somebody who I have like a whiteboard at my place, and I track like my next day. I'll write out, hey, I'm going to reach out to this person. I'm going to follow up with this person. I like to write it down and have it in front of my face right there. But I think the best way to follow up with people is asking that question. What's the best way for me to follow up with you? putting the reminders in your phone. What do you guys have?
I would personally try to create some type of
System?
yeah, just some type of system. There's no right or wrong system, but you need a system.
Yeah.
And so one that you can stay consistent with. So for example, like if I'm a new person, there's a couple, like I would want to make sure that I'm following up with a brand new person a couple of times their very first week, probably day 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. I probably want to follow up 5 times in the first week to make sure that they're taking the products consistently. Because we know that if they aren't taking the products consistently, especially right at the get-go, it's going to take longer for them to see results. The longer it takes for them to see results, the less often we can go and talk about other people experience these same things too. Are you interested in sharing, right? We can just take it that step further. So create some type of follow-up process. But again, like I said earlier, I would encourage you on like day 7, day 10, and day 14, when you're touching base, to already have that screenshot ready to go in your virtual office of their business building bonus that paid out, so that you can quickly just say, hey, I already got paid from your enrollment. If you're interested in sharing your replicated link with other people, you can have this deposited next week too.
It can be powerful for the
absolutely.
right person, for sure.
And then really quick, Lindsay says when there's no response, we reach out a couple weeks later. Absolutely. And this is why. I could throw all kinds of goofy sales stats at you. That 5th to 12th contact is when most people say yes. But the reality is, I cannot even tell you how many Jules and just ambassadors in general I've connected with where I'm like, hey, you got a new enrollment. Congrats. Like, how'd you meet this person? Like, oh, well, I reached out to them 4 or 5 months ago, and it was crickets or no response. They had no interest. And then they were following my journey so much after that. And I stayed consistent with posting. And it doesn't even mean that you have to keep following up with that same person. But if you're continuously posting, because that person that you reach out to, I don't care what they say. I don't care if they say no. I don't care if they didn't respond. They're going to follow your story more. They're going to follow it closely after that. And if you're consistently posting, they're like, geez, Lindsay's been she loves this stuff. She loved this stuff 3 months ago. She loves this stuff even more now. What's going on? Lindsay, tell me more.
And see, and that's where the story you tell yourself in your head is what you can either get in your own way or you can help yourself. That particular ambassador continued to follow up and post because she didn't let the idea that she's pestering her network get into her head. So again, just a perfect example as to why you got to stay consistent. You're not pestering your people.
Absolutely. And I want to say one more last thing before we go ahead and end the call. We all know, just like Jake was kind of saying, this is the time of excuses, I guess, where we, again, just like Jake says, a lot of people don't eat the healthiest this time of year. And a lot of people are busy with their family and friends and coworkers. Don't let that be your mindset, right? One of the coolest things about this business is you control how successful you are within your own personal business. You control how much time you put in to your own personal business, right? And you control what areas you focus in. So I really urge you guys, especially because you're on the Super Silver call, go out and duplicate everything you just did. You busted your butt to get to this point. Don't take a break now. Believe me, push harder than you have ever pushed, and I guarantee you will come into 2019 with even more momentum. So keep up the great work, guys. Congratulations again.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.